When the Prophet says your children are not your children, it means they do not belong to parents only, or children should have their own space. They too have a world, and they belong to that world. Parents should not be possessive of their children, but therefore parents should not be possessive of their children, thinking that our children are our children only. Then whose children are they? As it is told in the poem, our children, they belong to the life's longing. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. What is the meaning of life? Life's longing means it is a wish of a force stronger than ourselves. A very strong desire. Whose desire? Whose desire are our children? They are the desire of a force. Which force? A force stronger than ourselves. What do you call that force stronger than ourselves, which is responsible for the birth of our children? And that force, you may call it nature or God. Whatever you may call it, it is responsible for the existence of our children. Therefore, the Prophet says, they are the sons and daughters. They refers to the children. Children are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. Dear students, one more question to you. Does this expression life's longing contain any figure of speech? Think for a while again. Life's longing. Longing means a strong desire or a wish. And the answer for this question is, here the poet uses another figure of speech which is called personification. Personification means attributing human characteristics to non-human beings. Giving human characteristics to non-human beings. ಆಸೆಗಳು, ಬಯಕೆಗಳು, ಇವುಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಮನುಷ್ಯನ ಗುಣಗಳು. ಈ ಗುಣಗಳನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕವಿ ನೇಚರ್ಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಭಾವಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಿದ್ರೆ, ಇದು ಮನುಷ್ಯರಲ್ಲದ ಒಂದು ಸಂಗತಿಗೆ ಮನುಷ್ಯನ ಗುಣಗಳನ್ನು ನೀಡಿದಾಗ ಆಗ ನಮಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕುವ ಫಿಗರ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಪರ್ಸಾನಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್. So here you have seen another poetic device used by Khalil Gibran, the poet. The next line. They come through you but not from you. What does it mean? They come through you but not from you. Again, they refers to the children. The children come through us, come through the parents, but not from the parents. What does this mean? Let us take one example. Here the situation is like this. One can say like this. We have a master and we are the servants. Imagine like that. And the master has assigned a particular task to us. And we have accomplished that task after some time. After accomplishing that task, can we consider that task as us, or it is the task of the master? You might have accomplished that task wonderfully, but still you have no right to claim that it is your task which you have accomplished. Because the master has ordered you, the master has told you to complete that work. So, here also, the parent, children relationship is also like this. Children, they belong to God or nature, and God has chosen the parents to be the means to give birth to the children. Therefore, the parents can't claim that the children belong to them only. They have only a right to claim that they have the biological means. They are the biological means, but they are not from them. The children have not come from them, because children have independent personalities. Okay, we will continue. And though they are with you, yet they belong not to you, is the next line. The children, they live with us, but they don't belong to us, because already we have told you that the parents cannot be so possessive about their children to say that they belong to them. They may give their love but not your thoughts. You may give them your love but not your thoughts. Who does you refer to? You may give your love but not your thoughts. In this line, who does you refer to? Parents, no doubt. Dear students, have a look at this line. They come through you but not from you. Just now we discussed about this line, and we move on to the next line. You may give them your love but not your thoughts. Now the question is, why shouldn't we give our thoughts to children? If we can give our love to children, don't we have a right to give our thoughts also to children? Many of our parents are confused and they are in a dilemma, in a fix about this. One can give love, food, shelter, everything to their children, but the Prophet says, according to him, we are not supposed to give our thoughts to children. Why is it so? Is our question now. See, according to the Prophet, children are born with special gifts. No doubt they will come across many problems in their life, but they also know how to overcome such problems. They know how to find out the solutions to those problems. But we the parents, what we think that our children are so innocent, our children are so incapable of finding out the solutions to the problems they have to face. So, keeping this in mind, what our parents do is, they assist their children, they try to protect their children, they always carry their children on their shoulders 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 30 days a month, and the whole year and the whole life. They keep on carrying their children, hoping that the children are incapable of facing the challenges, which according to the Prophet is not right and also not advisable. By overprotecting our children, what the Prophet is of the opinion is that we are preventing them of growing themselves. The children one day or the other day have to grow themselves. They too have to become the individuals. They have to face the burden of their life, and also they have to lead their life successfully. If a child has to lead his or her life successfully, he must have or she must have the experience of facing these problems of his or her life. That is why the Prophet says, the parents can only act like the springboards in the life of their children, but not giving their thoughts to children, their life to children, and by doing so, they are really doing some damage in the growth of the personality of their children. The next line. Here in this poem you can notice one more thing. The Prophet raises one pertinent question, and in the very next line he gives the answer for the questions he has raised. He says, you should not give your thoughts. Why? The answer is in the next line, for they have their own thoughts. The children have their own thoughts, the children have their own ideas. And their ideas, many times or always, are better than our ideas. We have experienced this, we have noticed this, still we are committing the mistake of giving our thoughts to our children. He further says, you may house their bodies but not their souls. Here in this line, you may house their bodies but not their souls, the poet has used a word usually used as a noun. The word house is usually used as a noun. Mane anta heltave, house andre. But in English there are many such nouns which can either be used as a verb. House kuda hagene. ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಹೌಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಮನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ, ಬಟ್ ಇದನ್ನು ಕ್ರಿಯಾಪದವಾಗಿ ವರ್ಬ್ ಆಗಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಆಶ್ರಯ ನೀಡು ಎನ್ನುವ ಅರ್ಥ ಕೂಡ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಮೆನಿ ಸಚ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ವಾಟರ್. ವಾಟರ್ ಅಂದರೆ ನೀರು. ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ವಾಟರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಗಾರ್ಡನ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಡೇ ಅಂದರೆ ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ತೋಟಕ್ಕೆ ದಿನಾಲು ನೀರು ಹಾಕಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ನೀರು ಹಾಕು ಎನ್ನುವ ಕ್ರಿಯಾಪದದ ಅರ್ಥವನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತದೆ ಅದು ವಾಟರ್. ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಹಾಲು, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಯೂಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ನೌನ್, but you can also use it as a verb. My mother milks the cow ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಅಮ್ಮ ಹಾಲು ಕರೀತಾಳೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಲು ಕರೆಯುವುದು ಅನ್ನುವುದು ಕ್ರಿಯಾಪದವಾಗಿ ಬಳಕೆಯಾಗಿದೆ. So here is the word house, not used as a noun. This is used as a verb. ಆಶ್ರಯ ನೀಡು, give shelter ಅಂತ ಅದರ ಅರ್ಥ. You may house their bodies. What does their refer to? Their refers to children's. Children's. Makkala. Avara. Makkala. You may house their bodies but not their souls. Remember. What does soul mean? Soul is a part of a person that is not physical but contains his character, thoughts and feelings. It is a part of a person that is not physical. Parents shelter or give shelter only to the physical part of their children, which is nothing but their body. Parents give shelter to the bodies of their children in their houses, but not to their souls, means to their character, to their thoughts and feelings, especially the thoughts. We can't give shelter to the thoughts of our children. They have independent views or individual views and independent personalities. So to say, this is the right answer for that. Our children have individual views and independent personalities. We can't force our children to be influenced by another personality. Of course, we can advise them, we can show a particular personality, but we can't force our children to follow the personality whom we adore much. Or in another word, we can say like this: we can't try to force one particular mold on our children. I'm a doctor, or I'm an engineer, or I'm a teacher, I'm a businessman, I'm a scientist, and I have a particular idea for my child. I want my child also to be an engineer or a doctor or a scientist, which is not right, because all children have their own ideas. They have individual views and independent personalities. Help the child, assist the child to develop his own personality, to develop his own individual views, is the important message which you notice in this poem on children. Okay, children have their own time. Next line. For their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams, is the next line. For their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow. What does this mean? There refers to again children's souls. Dwell means live in the house of tomorrow. House of tomorrow means future, which means, again, there are three options. Dear students, look at these options and try to get the correct answer. Their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow means children belong to the future. Option A. Children have a different vision of life. Option B. Parents can't shape children's future. Option C. Which is the correct option for this? Does it mean that children belong to the future when the poet says their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow? Or it means children have a different vision of life? Or parents can't shape children's future? Again, dear students, all the three options are correct here. They belong to the future, no doubt. We have seen the past, we live in the present. And we have a vision of future for our children. But children belong to the future and they have their own future. They have their own time, which the parents can't shape. Parents have no job in shaping the children's future. Just provide them the opportunities, that's all. Forget about the rest. I have told you already that Khalil Gibran is very much influenced by the Eastern philosophy or Eastern ideologies. Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita has said, Karmanye vadikaraste ma paleshu kadachana. You do your duty, don't expect the results, but do your duty properly. It is not right to expect one particular result which you have in your mind for the duties which you have done. Similarly, taking care of our children is our duty, but we have no right to claim the benefits of bringing up children.